Virtual learning and the future of teaching. How will teachers embrace computer-based learning in the 21st century classroom? During the last 20 years, online learning has become more and more prevalent and accessible to the masses. Most schools now have internet access, and many have school virtual learning environments, termed VLEs. Merrill argues that much of computer-based instruction available on the World Wide Web is of poor quality and refers to it as information dumps. And what he's saying is, anybody can post anything on the internet now, lots of lots of information and lots of instruction, but he thinks most of it is very poor quality. His beliefs on instructional design are that he disagrees that students' motivation is sustained by games and media, and he thinks these are just attention grabbers. These are real motivation comes from having learned something new, something tangible, a sense of achievement from that. And he also thinks educators do not adhere to the principles of good educational design. So what are Merrill's principles of good design? There should be a recap on prior knowledge. There should be a problem-based example, and there should be a demonstration of what the problem is to be learned. Students should be given the opportunity to apply what they've learned. The tasks to be undertaken should be problem-centered in a real-world context. Jonathan, cited in Smith-Macklin 2003, also believed in the approach to problem-based learning, but he called it the cognitive learning environment, CLE. His approach was slightly different because he believed there were two ways to do this. There was a well-defined problem, best suited when clearly defined set of rules are to be applied, and then there was the ill-defined problem, best used when students establish their own learning outcomes. Now, I did some work with a group of students who ran a forestry management course and they did a problem-based task. And when they finished it, students felt that it improved their problem-solving skills, they were more confident at finding information, they became more knowledgeable, they could transfer this knowledge in a similar situation. And this is what we're looking for in education, what students learn can apply somewhere else. So why did teachers not use technology? Well, Frown, who's an educational software developer, thought by this year, 2004, that technology would have taken off. He thought classroom teachers to be replaced by technology, heaven forbid, and that learning will be student-centred, performance would improve dramatically. Because it happened, he took a year off school and went round a lot of schools to try and find out why. And then he noticed that when he was in the schools, they were only using it for an hour a week. Teachers lacked familiarity with new software because they didn't have enough time to look at it and assimilate it to their own schemes. The technology was woefully inadequate in schools because after the initial high investments, it dropped alarmingly. They couldn't replace the equipment. And now in Britain, we might find the same thing. We've got a new government that's given the new status to traditional academic subjects. So ICT is no longer the panacea proffered by the previous Labour government. And in these times of austerity, they don't like us to commit to funding for ICT. Becker, cited in Sangail, states that teacher variables are the most powerful predictor of technology integration. By variables, they mean the way teachers think about ICT, the skills, how they use IT, what the beliefs are, and the pedagogical beliefs. In addition, Mumtaz, cited in in Sangale 2010 also argues that teachers' acceptance of ICT remains limited when their beliefs and theories about teaching are not taken into account. Teachers' own perceptions. Well, Sangale argue that even if the technology is adequate, teachers' perceptions of ICT can still greatly hamper the integration of ICT. However, Flown found that teachers were willing to embrace the use of technology, but they were hampered by the wrong lack of knowledge about many of the software programs they had installed. And once again, they lacked the actual technological resources within the school. Thomas, 2009, believes that children learn best when they're excited and able to take their own path through learning. Now, he worked with a lot of homeschool children. The context is rather different. He believed that web technologies transform learning if they're not hampered by teacher dogged determination to maintain status quo. This seems to go heavily into teacher bashing, really, and he says they're not willing to accept new technologies. They want to hang on to their old mode of didactic mode of teaching. But I do note that it challenges entrepreneurs to come up with new technologies in the 21st century, but note that it's not actually asking the teachers, it's asking the entrepreneurs, because they're the ones that will make the money. The students were asked if they could envisage a world where learning took place at all. They said yes, but they didn't embrace this notion, as Denier et al. 2006 noted. This was because they thought they would feel isolated and they lacked the social contact they needed with their friends. They also enjoyed the collaborative learning with other students. They felt that was important. In addition, they particularly enjoyed the supportive element a teacher brings to the classroom, and older students thought that they wouldn't bother to learn and take part in the online learning environment if they're at home. They'd be lazy. So this provides clear evidence that the teacher provides direction and motivation in the classroom. Becker, started in Banyard et al. 2006, demonstrated that advanced technologies can help stimulate and enhance student motivation and therefore learning, and that when teachers provide an engaging learning activities with technology, computer use at home was more prevalent. Children used it more when they had good learning experiences at school with the technology. So teachers out there must be providing engaging learning activities with technology. So, what are the conclusions? Teachers need to provide stimulating learning environments. They need to design instructional materials that provide suitable challenges and learning goals. They need to consider a constructive approach and perhaps use the problem-based learning techniques. They need to use the learner-centred approach, which is centred on the children rather than the teacher. And most of all, they need to follow principles of good instructional design if they're going to improve learning. Finally, the overwhelming evidence suggests that teachers, given the correct tools, time and training, are able to design instructional material that is learning-centred and is constructivist in nature and fit for the 21st century.